Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? DishNet34 here, welcoming you to tonight's episode of This Week in Perfect Team, episode number 189. Welcome in. What a night we have for y'all tonight. Oh boy, hopefully y'all have been having a great week so far. Hopefully your Thursday is going absolutely fantastically so far. You know what? So far, so good for you boy here. The teams may not be having a good week, as per usual, but you know what? Tonight should be a pretty fun night. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter night tonight, given that we don't have as many cards to show off since it's mainly mission rewards for quite a few missions, but we do have an LE card to show off tonight. We actually have an unrelated mission reward card to show off for you tonight. That's going to be something real quick as well. Let's see. Oh man, there's quite a few things tonight that's going to be pretty fun. So, will there be snacks? Ooh, will there be snacks? I did have these goldfish, and I know the green screen is screwing this up. I got some like flavor blasted cheddar and sour cream, but I've already finished that up already, so I think we're good to go on that. I think I got like some pizza goldfish down here as well. But I haven't really gotten into that bag yet, but yeah. Dish sitting on an 80s TV screen. I mean, you never know. I mean, the lighting in my room is absolutely terrible. I really need to figure out something about that, but something tells me Dish's diet hasn't changed since he was 14. Hey, look. I had a pretty good chicken dinner for tonight. All right. Nice chicken. It was like a chicken and cream of chicken and some what was the other ingredient in that? It was like a stuffing kind of thing, like on top. It was pretty good. It was pretty darn good. Had some apple along with it. It was pretty darn good. Shout outs to my folks for being really great cooks. I help out sometimes with the cooking, so at least there's that. But you know what? Today was a pretty good day. Pretty good day. I mean, I can make a pretty darn good green bean casserole. In fact, I did make one for Thanksgiving. So I'm just saying. I can cook a little bit, maybe not a whole lot, but at least know how to cook that, and maybe some rice-a-roni. But anyway, we're not here to talk about food tonight. Not here to talk about food. We are here to talk about some content for tonight. Oh man. So let's go ahead and get started, and we will start, as always, with a look at the Perfect League standings as of 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. And we start off with the American Conference East Division, and boy howdy, what a race we have going on over there. 1-2 race between the Kane County Cougars and the Manchester Worker Bees. Kane County at 56-44 and Manchester at 55-44. 1/2 of a game separating those two squads. That is going to be one heck of a race going down to the wire the rest of the year. Then you have the Clarkston Cougars, owned by our good buddy DA, affiliate streamer. 49-52. They're 7.5 games back. Apparently they were 48-44 before going 1-8. It's not good, my man. Got to turn it around, my man. Turn it around. Oh, man. In the AC Central Division, in first place, it's Taylor Swift with a 57-41 record, 3 games up on the Zanarkand Abbes, who are at 55-45. And welcome those of you coming in from FKN Commish LB stream. Thank you for coming in. I know y'all were doing the EMLB 2026, I think, wrap-up show fun times over there as always. Thanks for sending your folks over this way. In the AC West Division of Perfect League so far this week, the New Orleans Crescents at 65-36, 11.5 games up on the Waz Saber-Toothed Tigers. Woo! Woo, woo! That's a big lead right there. My goodness. And in the ACC Division, an even bigger lead with the Seattle Aftershocks at 68-32, the number one record as of this moment in Perfect League, a 680 winning percentage. My God, 18 games up on the Advanced Razors. Both of our Perfect League World Series participants from this past Sunday in second place in their respective divisions, but man, they are far, far back of first place. 18 games back at a 50-50 record. My goodness. In the NC East Division, we have the Florence Baycats in first place right now with a record of 64-35, 8 games up on the False Hustle. We're at 57-44 right now. Look at the Baycats streak here. Definitely one of the best streaks going right now in Perfect League. 8-2 in their last 10. Other teams that are 8-2 in their last 10, you got the Manchester Worker Bees. You got actually the next couple of division leaders right now in first place in those divisions. NC Central Division, who have also an 8-2 in their last 10. The Providence Friars at 57-42. They are 5.5 games up on the Crozet Storm Kings for first place in that division. And Crozet, they're 7-3 in their last 10. Not bad either. In the NC West Division, it is the Castroville Mashers at 60-42. 5.5 games up on the 54-47 Perugia Warriors. So that's a pretty good division right there. And then in the NC Aaron Division, we have the Glacier Grizzlies in first place right now with a record of 62-38. 7.5 games up on the 55-46 Palatine Plutos. So some fun races going on in Perfect League right now. Who is going to make it to the Perfect League Finals this week? Will we have a Castroville-Seattle matchup? Will Seawit get his revenge this week? I mean, we'll see how the playoffs shake out. But you'll see who is going to be going to the Perfect League World Series when we broadcast it on Sunday night, as always. All right, so some fun stuff there in Perfect League. All right, we got some news and notes for you all tonight, so let's go ahead and start off with a big one that's coming up that'll probably affect your Monday morning league checks, and that is that we will be having some server maintenance coming up. Our third-party service provider will be performing server maintenance on the game occurring Monday, January 16th, beginning at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, the team is currently expecting downtime to be minimal. However, there might be some small disruptions or outages that may occur while the maintenance is being performed. The maintenance period is expected to be wrapped up by Tuesday afternoon, January 17th. League creation for the 2058 season. This is important, y'all. It is scheduled for 2 a.m. Eastern in anticipation of the maintenance. So that is what we got going on coming up. So just to inform you that there is going to be some server maintenance coming up. When they're done maintaining it, will it work? That is my expectation at the very least. So there we go. I wanted to let you know, just so y'all are, we're a little bit transparent, a little bit more transparent about what's going on. But you know, a bit of a common courtesy for y'all to let you know, hey, this is happening. So just to let you know. So otherwise, we got some better news. We got some better news coming up because tonight, along with tonight's content, we are going to have, oh man, a lot of people have been waiting on this, 77 new lower tier cards will be released tonight. We have 77 new cards released tonight. I'll go ahead and get out of the way here. Here's just some of the cards that you will be seeing in packs tonight. So you got guys like, we got silver guys like Sarge Connolly, Mel Rojas, George Burns, Brian Schneider. Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Jay Payton, my goodness, we're getting some power pros in here tonight. Dan Gladden from the 1984 Giants. You got Bill Stoneman. You got Bill Melton. You got Ken Berry. You got Kenji Jojima. Oh man, if honestly, if you were to ask me to name a Seattle Mariners catcher, Kenji Jojima would probably be the first guy that I would think of, to be quite honest with you. All right. D. Gordon from the 2015 Marlins is going to be in this lower tier dump. You got Aaron Seeley. You got Boom Boom Beck. Now that's a name right there. That is a name. Holy cow. Rip Radcliffe, Gene Krapp, Mark Bellhorn, Al Albuquerque. Al Albuquerque. Oh my goodness. If you want to talk about a dominant Tigers reliever that couldn't find the strike zone, well, I mean, there's been a lot of them in my lifetime, but that is like the quintessential Tigers reliever right there. And my sources say that he has a lot of stuff and a lot of movement, but not a whole lot of control. Just saying. You got Brian McRae from the 96 Cubs. You got David Segui from the 93 Orioles. Freddie Sanchez from the 2006 Pirates. You got some iron cards here. You got Jim Britton, Delino DeShields Jr., Angel Pagan from the 09 Mets. My goodness. Jan Hervis Solarte, Leon Durham, Ezekiel Estacio, Jonathan Pettibon. Man, when was the last time y'all ever thought about Jonathan Pettibon? Are any of these in the missions tonight? I do not believe so, no. Jonathan Pettibon. Man, when's the last time you ever thought of Jonathan Pettibon? Like, seriously. Like, nobody really. You got 47 overall, Casey Fossum. Him and his good old Fossum flip right there. Oh man, that's like literally the only thing that I remember of Casey Fossum's career. Daryl Hamilton from the 95 Brewers. And then at 40 overall, you got Brett Tomko from the 2008 Kansas City Royals. That is a list. That's just 30 of the cards that you will be seeing tonight at silver and below. So some very fun stuff coming to you all tonight. And along with that, there will be some pack missions as well. However, one of those pack missions also has a card reward. And I'm going to tell you the name of this mission, and I'm going to let you guess as to the theme of this mission here. The mission title is, and I quote, "But I've got 9 home runs today." Ladies and gentlemen, that is our absolutely lovable Simpsons mission of players that have appeared on The Simpsons. And ladies and gentlemen, the reward that you will get, the card reward that you will be getting with that mission is 94 overall Darryl Strawberry. 65 BABIP, 125 power, 52 avoid K, 93 contact, 77 gap power, and 93 I. Darryl. Oh, man. So some big power here against righties. Very, very splitty toward right-handed pitchers here. 66 BABIP, 131 power, 53 avoid K, 96 contact, 81 gap, and 98 I against righties. Somewhat decent defensively. I mean, it's a kind of a stereotypical right field kind of profile. 72 range, 78 error, 94 on the outfield arm. With or without the gigantic head? That is a darn good question. Depends on how you like your player models in the 3D replays. By the way, do you like the players big? Do you like them tiny? I mean, it's yeah. This could definitely be a fun low diamond right fielder right here. 87 speed, 92 stealing, 89 base running as well. Darryl Strawberry, as you know, hit 9 home runs in that championship game for the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant. But he also had 335 other home runs in his career from 1983 to 99. 259, 357, 505 on his career slash line, had an even 1,000 RBI. He was the 1983 Rookie of the Year. He was an 8-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion, including 1986 with the New York Mets. Finished in the top 10 in MVP 4 times in his career, and in each of his first 9 seasons had 26 or more home runs. Now that is going to be a pretty fun low diamond card, if I do say so myself. So, you're going to get that card as part of the reward for the, but I've got 9 home runs today, mission reward. Well, mission coming up later on tonight. Alrighty, so there you go with Darryl Strawberry. Let's move on now to our limited edition card of the night, and we have a 100 copy limited edition card that's going to be in packs later on tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, that card is probably going to be we'll see how good he is in low bronze, because we have 60 overall Bob Carruthers from 1891 Brooklyn. 50 stuff, 77 movement, 77 control, fastball, changeup, sinker combo right here. A little bit better against righties than he is against lefties. 52 stuff, 80 movement, 79 control against righties. 48 stuff, 73 movement, 74 control against lefties. This guy could be pretty good in caps for y'all. 110 stamina, 14 on the hold runners. Bob Carruthers on the pitcher's mound in his career went 18-14 with a 3.12 ERA, 2.1 strikeouts per 9, 3.2 walks per 9, and a 297 innings pitched. Now, this was his final year with Brooklyn, was a pitcher and occasional right fielder. Career low K to walk ratio. He was kind of a little bit on the walky side a little bit, but his hitting, not too terrible for a bronze card. 77 BABIP, 46 power, 66 avoid K, 76 contact, 56 gap power, and 68 on the eye. This is kind of solid. A little bit better against righties than he is against lefties. 78 BABIP, 46 power, 68 avoid K, 78 contact, 57 gap power, and 69 on the eye. Can play right field, is qualified to learn left field in league play if you really want to use him in league play. 65 range, 61 error, and 64 on the outfield arm. 41 speed, 55 stealing, and 60 base running as well. In that 1891 season for Bob Carruthers, he hit 281 that year. 372 on base, 380 slugging with just 2 home runs, 23 RBI, and a 122 OPS plus. Played 56 games as a hitter. Well, 196 play appearances as a hitter. Walked 25 times, only struck out 13, almost doubled up on that strikeout total. His 753 OPS that season was actually the 5th highest of his career. It's not bad. It's not bad. So there you go. Bob Carruthers from Brooklyn, 1891 is in Perfect Team 23. And I have gotten notification. All right, never mind. All right, let's move on to the main content of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, Milestones 1, a brand new mission program based around major historical accomplishments, maybe some historical categories as well, potentially. Maybe. So here's a little bit about what the Milestones program is. So this is a mission program that'll have some missions that are based around, major historical accomplishments, some major historical categories as well. And each Milestones mission will have a card reward to go along with it. Now, each set of milestones that we are going to release, we're going to have 3 sets of milestone missions coming up over the next few weeks, up until February 16th, which will be our last content set of the cycle. Each set will contain 5 missions, each one different than the last set. So this is definitely different from like the predictable categories you saw with like Cooperstown Club with like war and catchers and etc. So you're going to get some different missions each time potentially. So each set of 5 milestone missions will have a topper card to go along with it, a reward for completing each of the 5 missions. And if you finish all the missions in each of the 3 milestone sets, you'll receive an overall topper for the program. So let's go ahead and show off the card rewards for our first set of milestones. Now, our first one, and we'll definitely be getting into some more of the categories here coming up. But first one we got is called Southpaws in Relief. Now, there have been a lot of great left-handed relievers in baseball. And this one was no exception when he was with the New York Mets. Ladies and gentlemen, your first milestone card tonight is 99 overall, John Franco from the New York Mets. 113 stuff, 117 movement, and 92 control with reverse splits. 113 stuff, 118 movement, and 93 control against righties. 112, and 92 against lefties. This is a very, very nice lefty arm here. Fastball, screwball, sinker, circle, change combination with his pitching repertoire. Whew, buddy. John Franco, man, when he was on during his career. Like, let me find his baseball reference page here. Because this guy was pretty good. He had quite a few seasons with an ERA under 3. He played for Cincinnati. He played for the Mets. Had a season in Houston in 2005 where he somehow pitched in 31 games with a 7.20 ERA. But in his prime, he had ERAs consistently below 3, sometimes even below 2. He had 3 seasons with ERAs in like 1.57, 1.83, 1.64. This guy was absolutely dominant on the mound. And ground ball pitcher, 90 to 92 miles an hour. Gonna get you some ground balls for your defense right there. But yep, in John Franco's career, which spanned from 1984 to 2005. That's a long time. 1,119 games pitched, 424 saves, a 2.89 ERA, and 7 strikeouts per 9 in his career. He is a 4-time All-Star and has the National League record for most games pitched in a career. 424 saves, that is 5th all time, and I believe at the time of his retirement, That would have been second all-time, if I recall correctly. Let me just double check my stuff here. Yep, he ranked second in saves in his career when he retired. Not bad, not bad. And those 424 saves, most by a left-handed pitcher. So there you go. John Franco, the mission reward for the Southpaws in Relief mission in Perfect Team 23. Alrighty, so that's not a bad start, all right? Let's go to our next category for this set of milestones, and this next one is for complete games. Now, let me tell you, back in the way back era, all right, starters, like pitchers, they were supposed to go the whole doggone game. And this guy was pretty good at complete games. Maybe not the best at complete games, but you know what? Second all time isn't all bad. Ladies and gentlemen, 100 overall right-handed starter, Pud Galvin. 87 stuff, 111 movement, and 120 control. That's a lot of movement. That's a lot of control. Fastball, changeup, sinker combo right here. He has a little bit of splits here. All right. Well, maybe not a little bit, but a lot of splits, at least in the stuff category there. 74 stuff against lefties, 99 stuff against righties. So might be more of a right-handed specialist, potentially, if you put him on your team. But he's got you a lot of movement. He's going to get you a lot of control. Fastball, changeup, sinker combo on his repertoire right here. 110 stamina, 78 on the hold runners. Pud Galvin. Man, this guy, second all time in complete games with 646 of them. And my God, some of these complete game numbers, I mean, they're not surprising, but looking at it in a modern context just gives you like a whoo kind of feeling. You know, you got 65 complete games in 1879, 72 of them in 1883. Led the NL in that category, by the way, that year. And then the next year in 1884, went out and completed 71 more games with 12 shutouts. That's a lot. Yeah, 72 complete games in 1 year. And that was in 76 games pitched. This guy, my word, pitched he went 46 and 29 in 1883 in those 75 games started. My oh my, that's a lot of games. That's 656 and a third innings pitch. These are just bonkers numbers. I know we're talking about the dead ball era here, but my God, those are big numbers. Faced 2,741 batters that year. My goodness, I'm just going right through the baseball reference page. But more impressive, MLB's first 300 game winner, Pud Galvin. Went 365 and 310 in his career with a 2.85 ERA, translating to a 107 ERA plus over the course of his career. So 2.85 ERA, a little bit above league average for that time period. Not bad. He had ERAs below 3 for most of his career. Had a couple years above 4, but mostly, right around 2 point, like mid 2s, high 2s in ERA. This guy, not bad at all. 89 to 91 velocity, neutral ground ball to fly ball tendency as well. Yeah, I would love to see the pitch count for those games. Where did that nickname come from? Well, let me tell you. So Pud Galvin, that name Pud, I believe, according to Wikipedia, and according to I believe an NPR article that was from like 2006, the nickname Pud originated because Galvin was said to make hitters, quote unquote, look like pudding. So it is something to do with pudding, at the very least. So that is one heck of a name. Guy's actual real name, James Francis Galvin, also known as Pud. That is some weird nicknames right there. Thought it was because he ate a ton of pudding. You know, you would think that, but it was because the batters looked like pudding, apparently. Gotta love those old 1800s anecdotes. Actually, Galvin was also nicknamed the Little Steam Engine, a tribute to his power in spite of his small size, and sometimes known as Gentle Jeems because of his kind disposition. So there you go, Pud Galvin. Pud Galvin from, oh man, who did he play for? He mainly played for the Buffalo Bisons of the National League. Had a few years with the Pittsburgh Alleghenies. Either way, he is in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up, hey, let's go a little bit more modern here, and let's talk about our next mission reward, and this is for a mission titled 300, 400, 500 seasons. So this is a mission made up of people who have had that triple slash line of 300 batting average, 400 on base, 500 slugging percentage in their career. And, you know, there are plenty of guys who have done that in their careers, but in the modern era, I mean, we're talking like modern era, like this guy played this season era. There has been one guy that, you know what, had consistently done it for quite a few years in his career. And ladies and gentlemen, from the Cincinnati Reds, 100 overall, first baseman, Joey Votto. Joey Votto from the Cincinnati Reds, 104 BABIP, 88 power, 87 avoid K, 122 contact, 114 gap power, and 113 on the eye. Little bit splitty to right-handed pitching here. 102 BABIP, 93 power, 92 avoid K, 124 contact, 117 gap, and 118 eye against right-handed pitching. And yes, a playable Joey Votto. This is a lot better than that launch card Joey Votto. That is for darn sure right here. Could be a little bit serviceable against lefties as well. The avoid K against lefties isn't that great. It's at a 74. But, you know, he's still going to get you some contact. He's still going to get you some BABIP, a little bit of gap power, a little bit of eye. Yeah, and I agree. That 97 Votto was great early on. I am not going to dispute that at all. In fact, I was hoping to get that Votto early on in this game cycle, straight up. Does he pop out? Well, his batted ball profile is a line drive hitter, so probably not that often. Fly ball type normal, ground ball type pole hitter, so potentially. Can I play this card at shortstop? Oh, I wish you could. I wish you could. But unfortunately, no. Doggone it. 35 speed, 79 stealing, 57 base running. Pretty decent defense over at first base. 66 range, 70 infield error, 59 on the infield arm, and 42 on the turn double play. Yep, and I know he notoriously does not pop out that often. There have been some really crazy statistics about Joey Votto and pop-outs. If you look those up, those are just absolutely incredible. His pop-outs are 10 rows deep in the stands. Exactly. Joey Votto in his career, almost at a career 300, 400, 500 slash line. Very, very close. Maybe if he had hit a little bit better, but man, he was kind of injured this past year, so I'll give him a pass on that. 297, 412, 513 on his career slash line so far up through the 2022 season. 342 career homers, 1,106 RBI. He was the 2010 National League MVP, and pretty much for good reason. I mean, what, he had 324, 424, 637 home runs that year. Made his first All-Star team that year. 6-time All-Star, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2017, and 2018. He has 7 career 300, 400, 500 plus seasons. Looking at it, those would be in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2015, 2016, 2017. So not bad at all for a 300, 400, 500 guy here. And he has a propensity to take his base quite a bit. He led the National League in walks 5 times in his career in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2015, and 2017. That 2015 season, 143 walks. Holy cats. Yeah, if Votto played in a big market, he would be celebrated much more than he is now. I can kind of get behind that. I mean, Joey Votto has been one heck of a performer in the major leagues pretty much ever since he debuted in 2007. And as an MLB Power Pros fan, I actually, you know what? I wish he was a lot better in 2008. I mean, in the 2008 version, it was like F contact, E power. And I'm going into Power Pros again. Y'all don't care about Power Pros. But I do. But there you go. Joey Votto, heck of a guy, heck of a player. He is in Perfect Team 23. Yeah, 2008, fun game. All right, so there you go, Joey Votto. Let's move on to our next mission of the evening. Teach us more about Power Pros. Oh man, I could talk for hours about Power Pros, but unfortunately that is not the point of tonight's stream. I know, it sucks, but you know, what can you do? You know, honestly, if you want to hear me gush about Power Pros, you can go on my personal stream. But anyways, Power Pros drops too? And unfortunately, no, it sucks. Either way, our next mission in the Milestones mission set, our 4th of our 5 ones here. This one is called Triple Crown Seasons. And, you know, there's only a few guys in the last, let's say 60 years, maybe 50, 50, 60 years that have gotten that absolute immortal honor of having a triple crown. Leading in batting average, leading in homers, leading in RBI. And one of the last guys to do that was a very famous Boston Red Sox player. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Boston Red Sox, 100 overall, Carl Yastrzemski. Left field card. 103 BABIP, 108 power, 94 avoid K, 125 contact, 110 gap power, and 117 on the eye. This guy, pretty darn splitty. But look at those splits against righties. Holy cats. Holy cats. 105 BABIP, 113 power, 97 avoid K, 125 contact, 116 gap, and 123 I against right-handed pitching. Woo! Woo! Death to right-handed pitchers indeed. My goodness. Against lefties, maybe not the best option to play against lefties. I mean, he had some splits during his career. 97 BABIP, 91 power, 82 avoid K, 115 contact, 93 gap, and 100 I against left-handed pitching. Defensively, he can play first, he can play left, and he can play a little bit of center field if you really want him to. He's got 53 infield range, 85 infield error, 48 infield arm, 37 on the turn double play in the infield. In the outfield, probably a little bit better. 83 range, 84 error, and 89 on the outfield arm. So kind of a decent left field option, especially with the outfield trio ratings there. Probably not your starting center fielder in all honesty, but still not bad. 60 speed, 83 stealing, 71 on the base running. Don't have him bunt, guys. Just don't have him bunt. Like, at all. He sucks at it. 9 sacrifice bunt, 14 on the bunt for hit. Just don't. Just don't even try. No, just don't. But man, oh man, Carl Yastrzemski, this guy played for 22 years. From 1961 to 1983, hit 285, 379, 462 in his career with 452 career home runs, 1,844 RBI. He was the 1967 AL MVP, and for good reason. Because that was the year in which he had the Triple Crown. 326 batting average that year, 44 home runs, 121 RBI, led the American League in all 3 categories, actually led all of Major League Baseball in homers and RBI that year, did not lead in batting average that year. So that got me thinking, who led in batting average that year? Well. Let me see. That would have been Roberto Clemente that year, who hit 357 in 1967. Or wait, was it? Hang on. No, that can't be right. Was it? It is. Yeah, it is. 357 that year for Roberto Clemente. Not bad. But there you go. Carl Yastrzemski. I mean, this guy was a heck of a hitter for his time. Actually led the AL in batting average in 1968, the next year, with a 301 batting average, and led in walks in all of baseball with 119. His first 100 or more walk season. Not bad. But also in that 1967 Triple Crown year, 189 hits, led the American League. 112 runs scored, led the American League. 12 and a half wins above replacement. That's a lot. I'm just stretching it out to say that Carl Yastrzemski was damn good in 1967. Not a bad defender either. 7-time Gold Glove winner in his career. He was an 18-time All-Star. Pretty much only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons in which he did not make the All-Star team. Yep, he was the only 300 hitter in 1968. Exactly. Yep, DH platoon guy. I don't know about DH. You could probably throw him in left field potentially. Given what build you might have, he could be a left fielder potentially. You never know. But there you go, Carl Yastrzemski. Carl Yastrzemski from the Boston Red Sox. Milestone mission reward for the Triple Crown Seasons mission in Perfect Team 23. All right, our final mission of this mission set is a set called Rookie of the Year Pitchers. And when you talk about rookie pitchers, who is the first rookie pitcher, a sensational rookie pitcher that you would think of? Who would be the first guy you would think of? All right. I mean, there might be a couple of options. You got guys like Mark the Bird Fidrich as one of those guys, but that's not the reward here. No, No. There's practice. Dwight Gooden. That would have been a fine option as well. But there is one quintessential rookie pitching season that had a name for it even. And that, my friends, was Fernando Mania. Ladies and gentlemen, the mission reward for Rookie of the Year pitchers is 100 overall lefty Fernando Valenzuela. 136 stuff, 111 movement, 87 control, fastball, slider, curveball, screwball combo with some reverse splits in there as well. 137 stuff, 112 movement, 87 on the control, 134, 111, and 86 against left-handed batters. 97 stamina, 52 on the hold. Runners, my, oh my. Fernando Valenzuela. Oh man, I think EVC might be dancing around the room there with this card right here. My goodness. He's been waiting for this one for quite a while, I bet you anything. Fernando Valenzuela, my goodness. What can you say about Fernando Valenzuela's rookie year in 1981? All right. I mean, this guy was named the opening day starter because Jerry Royce was injured 24 hours before his scheduled start. Bert Hooton wasn't ready, so here comes Fernando Valenzuela taking on the Houston Astros. Shut him out 2-0 in his first game that year. And then started the season 8-0. Won his first 8 games, 5 shutouts, and an ERA of .50. .50. The birth of Fernando Mania was right there. And he had a very good 1981. In fact, it was a historic 1981 season. He won the Rookie of the Year in 1981 and won the Cy Young Award that year. This guy right here, he is the first and to date, the only player to win Cy Young and Rookie of the Year awards in the same season. That was how good he was in 81. I mean, his full stat line was very impressive. I mean, 13-7, 2.48 ERA, 25 games started, 11 complete games, 8 shutouts that year, 192 and a third innings pitched. Led the major leagues in strikeouts that year with 180. Finished 5th in MVP voting. He was an all-star. He also won Silver Slugger, by the way. He also won Silver Slugger that year, hitting .250 with 16 hits and 64 at-bats, including a triple. That is not bad at all. That Dodgers staff was awesome. That Dodgers staff was awesome that year. But they did win the World Series in 1981 over the New York Yankees 4-2. So that Fernando Valenzuela performance really helped them out during that season. After that year, he had a few good years. He had several good years for the Dodgers in the 1980s, but nagging shoulder problems kind of hampered him as the years went on past 1986. Did have a solid 17-year career, 173 wins, 153 losses, a 3.54 ERA, 6.4 strikeouts per 9 in his career, 3.5 walks per 9, so a little bit on the higher side of walks per 9. 6-time All-Star. I believe that was those 6 years from 81 to 86 with the Dodgers in which he got those All-Star nods. Played a year for the California Angels. Actually played a year in, I think he played a year in Mexico in 1992, if I'm reading BB Rough correct. Not 100%, I'll have to look that up a little bit more. Played a year for Baltimore, played a year for the Phillies, played a couple of years for San Diego near the tail end of his career in the mid-90s. Finished out with an unceremonious 5 starts in St. Louis. So there you go. This is a fun card. This is definitely a fun card. I will definitely agree with that. Yeah, and like K-Hit said, that's a lot of good pitchers right there. I mean, that pitching staff for the Dodgers is just absolutely incredible. Burt Hooton, Jerry Royce, Valenzuela, Bob Welch, Bobby Castillo, Terry Forster, Dave Goltz, Dave Stewart, Steve Howe. Solid staff. My goodness. So there you go. Fernando Valenzuela, the Rookie of the Year pitcher's mission reward in Perfect Team 23. All right, so there's the 5 mission rewards. But like I mentioned in the description of the Milestones program, there is a topper card. There is a topper card for this set of 5 missions. And you know what? One really good pitcher isn't enough. Because our topper reward is a very legendary right-handed pitcher. If you want to talk about milestones, how about having the most strikeouts in MLB history? Ladies and gentlemen, the topper reward for Milestones 1 is 100 overall right-handed starter Nolan Ryan from the Houston Astros. 170 stuff, 120 movement, and 81 control with reverse splits. 173 stuff, 122 movement, and 80 control. 168, 119, and 82 against right-handed batters. Fastball, curveball, circle change combo in his pitching repertoire. 101 stamina, 40 on the hold runners. The Express has made it to the station. Whew! 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 My goodness, this guy right here, Nolan Ryan, for some strange reason, never won a Cy Young Award. Never did. Absolutely insane. He had some very insane years. I guess people didn't like that he walked like a whole ton of batters every year. Like, come on now. I mean, sure, he led the league in walks 7 times in his career. That was his MO. He'd walk the bases and then strike the next 3 batters out. Like, come on. Yeah, and he did play on some bad teams. I mean, we'll give him that. He did play for the California Angels in the 70s. He played for the Astros in the 80s. He played for the Rangers in the 90s. He actually was on the 1969 World Series squad for the New York Mets. Had 25 games that year. So he did win a World Series out of all that. But man, oh man, this guy is known for strikeouts. He is known for walks. 5,714 strikeouts in his career. 2,795 walks. Both of them the most in MLB of all time. He was an 8-time All-Star as well. Led Major League Baseball in strikeouts 7 times. Led the NL 11 times. 324 wins to 292 losses in his career, which went from 1966 all the way to 1993 as a, 46-year-old? 46-year-old. My goodness. Yeah, and he had 6.56 hits per 9 innings. Let's see. 9.5 strikeouts per 9, 4.7 walks per 9 in his career with a 3.19 ERA. He had some really good seasons in here. Let's pick out a few here. 1981, he had 35 starts, 16-12 for the 82 Astros with 11-5 in 21 starts for the 81 Astros. Led Major League Baseball in ERA that year with a 1.69 ERA. Let's see. His ERA plus a year, 1.95. Walk rate, of course, a little bit high, but he didn't give up a whole lot of long bombs. He only gave up 2 home runs in 149 innings. That's not bad. That's not bad. What's his Robin Ventura headlock? Yeah, I probably should have mentioned Robin Ventura. If you're watching the stream right now, please look away. Just say it. Just say it. Probably, probably a 128 beat up Robin Ventura rating. Maybe. That's just me. I mean, that's a classic friggin' clip right there. Oh my goodness. But man, there you go. Nolan Ryan. I mean, just look at his baseball reference page and you'll be amazed at the bold numbers, at the italicized numbers that he put up during his career. It is just absolutely fascinating. He had double-digit wins in all but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in all but 7 of his seasons in the league. It's not bad. Nolan Ryan, Houston Astros, Milestones 1, topper reward is it. Perfect Team 23. So there you go. Your set of Milestones 1 mission rewards. These are some fun cards coming out tonight. Oh my goodness. John Franco, Carl Yastrzemski, Fernando Valenzuela, Joey Votto, Nolan Ryan, Pud Galvin. Oh man. What a night. What a night. You legit need a microscope to read the back of his end of career baseball cards? I would bet so. I would bet so. All right, so before we sign off for the evening, let's take a look at some tournament top 10s, shall we? Daily traditional tournaments last week. Congratulations to DPL1 and the Bard Owls for finishing first place with 292 points. KC86 in a distant second place with the Mississauga Leaf Tours with 190 points. Galoy and GKT in third place with 186 points. Beham, Bells, Mad Matt, Holophant, Red Eclipse, Slensner, Admiral Relativity, and Hip and Knee Doc rounding out the top 10. And in the weekly traditional tournaments, you got Issa Daffo in the Florence Baycats in first place with 149 points. Esther 31 in the Minneapolis Millers in second place with 138 points. C. Steinhardt and the baseball team in third place with 107 points. Zagtastic, Glevin 3737, Mac Jacks, RDT 24, Weldon 06, KC 86, and Extaforus rounding out the rest of the top 10. As for the perfect draft realm, Breedav 00 in the Peninsula Whips in first place last week in the daily perfect draft realm with 79 points. Weasel in the Bad Moon F2P Howlers in second place with 74 points. Mo Whiffin and the Tavistock Baseballersons in third place with 69 points. Nice score right there. JDA, Wadi 3, Philo 2, Monter Don, Dark Chaos Gaming, KGLW, and the Huseman rounding out the top 10. And in the weekly perfect draft tournaments last week, you have Rob Deere in the Headlights and the El Paso Preguntas in first place with 62 points. Last week, Gabagool X and the Bridesmaids in second place with 53 points. CMP 66 and I Am Old and Slow finishing in third with 52 points last week. Caleb 1722, Breedav 005, Defiancy, Shuperudo, Badger Bear, CPT 27 GSF, and Isvix, rounding out the top 10. So there's last week's tournament top 10. How are we doing this week, though? Let's take a look at this week's tournament top 10 so far as of 11 a.m. Eastern Time today. In the daily traditional tournaments as of 11 a.m. today, Red Eclipse and the Palatine Plutos in first place with 113 points, followed by Isadafo and the Florence Baycats in second place with 100 points even. Dr. Sucks and the Walking Dead in third place with 98 points, followed by DPL1, JDA, KC86, DC Cubs 44, Khan, Ace Rutherford, and Tokyo, rounding out the top 10. Then the weekly traditional tournaments, Zagtastic and the Gonzaga Bulldogs in first place with 69 points, Aster 31 in the Minneapolis Millers in second place with 53. Fraser in the Melbourne Mongoose in third place right now with 51 points. BKN Mets fan Weasel, Ludwig 83, Iron Curtains, Waddy 3, Seawit, and RDT 24 rounding out the top 10 so far. And finally, in the Perfect Draft realm so far this week, it is Mad Matt in first place in the daily Perfect Draft realm with 47 points. Admiral Relativity in second place with the Lamarinda Star Crushers, 45 points. EVC and NYC FM and the Fernando Maniacs in third place with 42 points. Semi Mango and the Seaholm Pelicans, Preacher Boy 13, JJY 10329, Noma, Tom Budeman, Evil Smokey Bear, and Chris Ball 2000 rounding out the top 10. And in the weekly Perfect Draft tournament so far this week, D Horner MB22 and the Pooh Bears in first place with 31 points. Isadafo 2 and the New Bern Blue Hens in second with 26. Laertes 2 in third with 26. Then it's Reverse Dex, Hip and Knee Doc, Defiancy, Conrad, Potato Salad, Sunnyburn, and Max 21 rounding out the top 10. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's episode of This Week in Perfect Team. Next week, oh man, I am excited for next week because if you've paid attention, we posted a roadmap on social media for the next several weeks of content, the last several weeks of content. If you're paying attention, next week we will have a special guest on the stream. So stay tuned for next week. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of the night. Missions are live right now. The new lower tier card dump is in packs right now. Have fun tonight, y'all. And have a great night. Take care, everybody. DishNet34 signing out. Have a great night, everybody.